Good morning to all of you. Welcome to Mirror African TV. Today, I would like you to join me as I'm taking my breakfast. The reason I'm making this video today is because of the conditions that Africans are facing in terms of borrowing and the conditions that Western world are facing in terms of borrowing. So I call it African debt and Western debt, and all this debt happened around 70s, 80s, and 90s. And most of African countries, or all of African countries, are still struggling to pay their debt till today. And those things are following to cripple the economy of Africa. Why is it so severe for Africa to borrow and also to pay back? One, let me give you an example. We are in Africa. We have our currencies. And if you want to borrow, we borrow in dollars. Even though we want to borrow from the West, that's Europeans, we also borrow in dollars. So what we are owing is dollar currency. And that dollar, we are not the owner, we can't print it. But if America want to borrow, America borrows in dollars, the money belongs to them. That means their debt is in their money. And the more the world is using it as a reserve currency, you are paying the debt that America is owing. America will never wake up one day to start scratching their head how to pay their bills or how to pay their debt. While they are sleeping, their debt take care of itself. And they keep on borrowing. They don't need to look their wallet, look their GDP, and look whatever. They accumulate money from various angles. While in Africa, you borrow, they give you the money in dollars. And for you to gain dollars, you know what to do. The West need tropical product. And because you are owing them, they will set the prices. That means for you to have access to their dollar, they will almost have entire access to all your resources. You see the mathematics. Now, let's say in a normal circumstance, Africa will never survive or pay out their debt just like that. It's almost impossible because it's trap, and they have fallen into that trap, and the West keep on editing, modernizing the system in the sense that making it difficult for Africa to come out of it. And as you are owing, if you go against their rules and regulations in terms of opening your door for them to take whatever they like, they have every instrument to destroy you because they made you to depend on their system to survive. Example, look at Ukraine. Before the war, Ukraine paid their salaries. Ukraine take care of their affairs. No matter the economy is not all that good, but they manage themselves. They were indirectly independent in taking care of their affairs. But the West lure Ukraine into a trap where they fall into, to the extent, even though normal basic salaries comes from United States. Now you know what it means. Everything that goes on in Ukraine, both the bullet you are using to fight is rented bullet. It's not sold to you. I just want to give you examples how the West, everything they do is for their benefit. They have never done something for someone's benefit. Everything they do is for their benefit. They may stand there showing you solidarity is my solidarity. They don't bloody care about you. What they care is about themselves. Making everybody to depend on them will make them not to go down all that easily. So let me go back to Africa. Now, Africans are struggling, selling everything in their position to raise money to pay their debt. But it's quite unfortunate that what they are doing is servicing the money they are owing. That's paying the interest. The main money, they haven't even started paying it off. Why? Because we don't have access to dollar. And the dollar printers are making it difficult for that dollar to fall in the hand of Africans. That means they will be dictating the conditions of the market. I say, join me in taking this breakfast. So, let me continue. You will see all the whole African politicians, like in Nigeria. The new coming presidential candidate, Peter Obi, my brother, was telling Nigerians how to deviate from consumption to production. That is political statement. Because every wise person understands that consumption is not wrong. Production is more better. If you come to US, everything that the world produces, US consume almost 60 to 70% of it. That is consuming power. That's what they call it, consuming power. Naturally, Nigeria possesses that consuming power that other countries like China that is producing, but they don't know how to activate consuming in their country. That means there should be like US and other countries should start depending on them. Like China now depend on US. That's why Chinese are trying to develop African countries, railways, and a lot of things, so that, because they know that a day will come, US will start limiting Chinese things that comes to their country, and it will hurt China economy dearly. So they will be able to focus on more larger continent like Africa. That's the game. That's to tell you, consuming power is a very powerful tool if you know how to manage yourself. So what our brother P2B was saying, he's trying to tell you that consuming is not good. But in a normal circumstance, I know that he wants to win his election. He wants to win, and we want him to win the election. We want Obi to drive, because Obi have changed a lot of things. Since Obi came out as a politician running for president of Nigeria, a lot of things in Nigeria are being managed a little bit better. Like oil bunkering is no longer going the way it normally goes. It may be one day he will touch the gold mining sector of Nigeria, and Nigeria will start tightening their belt in that areas. You know, these politicians in power, they are the most corrupt entities. Everything evil going on in Nigeria belongs to them. Bunkering, illegal mining, all sorts of these things, because you don't have the money to own a illegal mining sector. All those things belong to the people that have the cash. And that is how they whitewash and keep on recycling their money. So, what Africa should do, or Africans should do to come out of this problem, If you are trying to sell whatever you have been selling since 70s, 80s, 90s, that you couldn't even pay off your debt and start growing your own economy, you know that if the way you are chasing it is almost impossible. But there is one possibility to come out of those traps. You can do it. What will you do? You don't need to borrow from the West, because whatever the West are borrowing to you, they give you conditions, things you will not do with those finance. They know what you can do and come out of the trap they put you in. And if they want to give you another one, they tell you you should not do those things that may give you the ladder to climb out. Now we have alternative to borrow. Go to China. These things that Africans are building infrastructure, borrowing money to build infrastructure, is not what we need now. Yes, the world is developing, but you are owing and you are not producing. Will you borrow to develop your infrastructure? And tomorrow, those infrastructure will need maintenance. You will still borrow to maintain the infrastructure. It then means you are nothing but depending on any hand that has cash. Leave infrastructure the way it is. Nothing is too late. Our people has a proverb that says, whenever someone wakes up, it's his money. If anybody wakes up anytime, he owes you that good morning. Even though it's afternoon, even though it's evening, he will say good morning, because it is his own morning. You get me? Now, that's why I said, drop this borrow shine city that never belongs to you. Shine things in your cities that never belongs to you. Develop your economy first of all. All this money they are using to build infrastructure in Africa should have been moved to mining sector. Let Africa develop their own mining sector, where they will be mining their gold by themselves. Mine gold. Mine enough. Libyan president Gaddafi wanted to do that method, and the West know that what Gaddafi wants to do is to give Africa a ladder to climb out of that debt trap. That's why they kill him. And if Africa start developing their mining sector, start mining their own gold, the gold they possess in their territory, start mining your gold. If you mine your gold, then you may use your gold to bail yourself without selling your entire country, only to service the debt. Use your gold, pay your debt, and be free. And now, demand, whosoever that want to buy anything from your country should come and buy it with your own currency, or they buy it with gold. No more fiat money. There you lose the war. If you still keep room for fiat currency, you will fall back to borrowing. But if you face the real reality, like normally, this money that America is printing, what is money? Money is a paper certificate approving to whomsoever you want to do business with that you has a gold deposit. Money, that's why they call it note. It's a note transmitting to whosoever you want to handle with that you possess something solid to do business with them. But the world was there looking at certificate that has nothing to provide. and you still allow it to do business with you. No. Start doing something that has value. How do you do that one? Maybe you will not push the West to do it. But when you start developing your own economy, in the sense that whosoever that hold Naira, let me use Naira, that is Nigerian currency. Whosoever that holds Naira owns a gold. That means using gold to back Naira. Nigeria is in position because Nigeria is not Libya. Nigeria is not Gaddafi. Nobody will just jump in to start bringing war into Nigeria. But they may use like Biafrans or this River State, all these agitators. They may infiltrate them and use them to cause problem inside Nigeria. But the normal way to follow to make Nigerians to test and love their country, mine the gold and set the price in Naira. Whosoever that hold Naira owns a gold. Even though a small thing like this is gold. Make Naira to become a real certificate representing gold. That means I may go to First Bank with all my money that I don't need this money, take your certificate and I need my raw material. And the First Bank will not tell me go and come back. They will calculate everything and know how many grams of gold that my money represents, and they give it to me. If such things start happening, you will see that Naira value will even supersede any money on planet. So whosoever you are owing, it will now be chicken change for you. And all the people coming to Nigeria to buy goods will now seek to buy Naira to use it to transact business with you, because their own money is certificate without anything in the store. No raw something back in those certificate. So your own certificate has backup. So for them to buy it, you will now set it to the gold standard. So if they are buying Naira, it's as if they are buying the gold from you. So whenever they bring the certificate back, you don't have headache to give them the raw materials that they owe. So now, and for them to buy Naira, they will not use dollar that has nothing to buy Naira. Either you use gold to buy Naira, yes, international rate. In case if you don't need that Naira again, if you return it, we won't run out of gold. We will never run out of gold, because whosoever that is buying Naira, we are giving them our price that they buy and the price we sell. So if they want to sell their Naira, it's another thing. If they want to buy our Naira, it's a different thing. That is how Africa will climb out of this trap. And for Africa to succeed, if I said they must come together to do it, it won't be possible. It won't be possible, because some of the African countries are fucking loyal to the Western masters. They will destroy everything. But if Nigeria started in West Africa, Ghana joined them, Ivory Coast joined them, before you know it, Chad will kick out the France and join, and all of them will start tasting the fruit of their labor. That's all I have for you, my people. Thank you very much, and bye-bye for now. Love you all. Bye-bye.